Welcome to DF Joinery's YouTube channel. Please like and comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let's see if we can learn something today. As I always say, you never stop learning in joinery. Right, I best start this next job with an apology, as we've already started and got quite a way through it with not filming anything, so I only apologise for that. I say we are busy. This is what we're making. So this is an entrance door set with a side light, which is on a pivot hinge, as you can see here. I'll best show you how far we've got, and fingers crossed we remember to film the rest from now on. So we've got the timber out, we've done all the marking out, we've now done all the mortising, we've done the tenon, as you can see, and we're now starting on the spindle work. This is where it all is. So this is for the side light area. These are it's a timber batting what is going in front of it for when the side light is open. Basically it's for security purposes. They can have it open, they don't have anyone walking through into their house or letting the pets out. That's the reason for it. Because it's such a deep frame, we've done a double tenon just to help stop moving and twisting. As you can see, down the same here. Should be quite a good job, this one, actually. I think once we get it all, start filming from now on and get it all together, I think it should be quite good. And these are the battens to go in front of the side light. So, again, I can only apologise. It's my mistake. I will make sure we start filming from now on. Anyway, have a good day. So here we are running the shadow rebates into the outside of the frame. The architect has asked for a shadow detail going all the way around the outside of the frame, which is a 15 by 15 set inside and out. As you can see here, we are now doing the seal. We've just marked on the end of the seal just to make it easier to see what we are doing. We do this in a couple of runs just to make it easier and cleaner. We don't want to be doing this all in one hit because it's just going to be bouncing all over the place, which is why we like to do this in a couple of runs. This board is what we call a feather board, and we're putting this on to stop the bottom kicking out for when it's run. Just makes it a lot safer. As you can see now, it's all been run, all been machined up. We shortened this down a little bit just to save you a bit. You've seen it all before. So what you saw a minute ago was he was just taking, when we mortised this through, there'd be muck at the bottom of the mortises. So he was just getting rid of that, easing the mortises, make sure it's all working, and say he's now just cutting the tenons to length, and he's going to go around checking every single tenon, making sure it fits nicely. This is the stage we're on at the moment. We're on the fit up stage. We always like to dry fit everything, just makes life a lot easier. They just dry fit in the, that's the seal he's working on at the moment, just dry fitting that on there. And you probably saw on that seal, there was a bit of a funny little detail up there. That's because this is it's a door with a side light. They both open in, but one's on a pivot hinge, one's on the other hinge. And because of the detail on there, the seal's at different heights, as you can see on this, what he's doing right now. So what you just saw in a second ago, we like to do these on a sloping shoulder. We don't like to do a mitre. I think it looks ugly on the eye, and we don't like to do
a straight. Again, looks ugly on the eye. So we like to do a sloping shoulder. We feel it's just more pleasing on the eye. This is how we like to work. So we've now cut that in and we're just doing a sand, just like we always do. We always will sand inside faces first before we put it together. Again, this is still only a dry fit. But it's just making it easier. He's now just checking it in. As you can see, well, for us, that sloping shoulder looks really nice. It's just, we personally think it looks better than a mitre or just a straight cut. I know others will disagree. You can, on this shot here, you can really see the shadow detail on the outside of the frame. It's just the way the architect wants it, so that's no problem at all. Again, this is just a dry fit. We just like to dry fit everything up. The groove in the bottom of the seal, you can see at the moment, that's where the brass weather bar will be going in. So now he's got those all dry fitted and he's happy. He's just screwing it all up, making sure it's all up tight, the joints are working. We already know they are, but we can put it all together, double check all the measurements that way. Some of you may be thinking, if we're dry fitting, why aren't we putting the battens in on the Sidelight at this moment in time? Which is a good question. The reason is we're leaving them out for now because we just want to make sure the main frame is right. All the sizes are right. Both openings are parallel, so we don't need them in there at the moment. We know they're the right size. It will all get put in and checked, but that is the reason we're leaving them out. We just don't need them in there. So now we've put it all together, we know it all dry fits lovely. We're now taking it back apart and we're now sanding inside faces. This is actually going to sit around for quite a while, this frame, because it turns out when the ironmongery got ordered, we didn't realise it was a 10-week wait, but I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute. Where you saw in the frame earlier when I said the brass water bar was going in, what we're doing here is we're just putting a little groove inside the tenon. As you can see, we was trying that in there then. So when we put the brass water bar in later, it will just slide straight over that. We like to cut it inside jams by like 10, 12 mil. Just how we like doing things. I can only apologise here. Yet again, we forgot to take footage of the door being glued up. I don't know why we keep forgetting this, but we do. What we was doing there is the bracing. This is a frame ledged and braced door with insulation in between, and we like to put bracing in there just to help stop the door from dropping. And the reason we're going from corner to corner all the way up the door is just to stop it from dropping. The way these are, basically it would be greater than 45 degrees, smaller than 45 degrees, depending how you want to look at it, which means the brace doesn't actually work. So we've gone corner to corner from bottom, argument's sake, left-hand corner to top right-hand corner. Now, when we do this, when we're chopping into rails like this, we would always, some people will just put the brace into the shoulder, so against the stile and the rail. But when it comes to this bit here, we call it an intermediate rail, a freeze rail, however you want to look at it. Some people will just butt that up to it. But if you do that, it's not actually bracing the door because it can just slide. It needs a mechanical, it needs a shoulder to fix against, which is what we're doing now. So we've marked on the door the whole brace so we know exactly where it is. We've done the bottom shoulders. We've done the cutout on the freeze rail. So we're now marking out how that goes. So that one's all done. I should actually say we are going to do a more in-depth video on this one. This is just showing you what we're doing for now, but there will be a video all on its own, us doing this. It will explain in a lot more detail what we're doing, and the video, do like a 10 minute video just on this itself. So some people will say it's a complete waste of time doing this, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our opinion, but for us, we think it's the right way of doing things, and it looks nice. Not that you ever see it, but still it's the right way to go about things. Always plenty of glue, and we'll bang them in, staple the joint. That's all we really need to do. Now, as stated a minute ago, at this point, once we've dry fitted it, this actually then sat around for about the time we got to this stage, it sat around for about 9 weeks. Reason being is the architect specified Joseph Gile ironmongery, and which was absolutely fine if that's what they wanted, but we didn't realise it was going to be on such a long lead time. So we placed the order, and then we got told after the order was placed it was a 10-week lead time, which means we put this all together and then it literally had to go on hold. So the next video, you will see us once we've received the ironmongery from Joseph Giles, and we will be hanging the door, fitting the pivot hinge, fitting the multi-point lock into the door, fitting the Banham ironmongery into the door, Banham ironmongery to the main door, and the side light is on the pivot hinge with a multi-point lock. But that will be in the next video, which will be out in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you very much.